Good evening, little adventurer. Tonight, as you cozy up under your blankets, we're going to visit a magical place where the most unusual animals have become beloved pets. These quirky companions may be different from the cats and dogs you know, but they have their own delightful ways of making the world a brighter place. Let's see how they're winding down for the night, shall we? First, let's visit the Pancake tortoise. Yes, you heard that right. This tortoise is as flat as a pancake. Pancake tortoises love to squeeze into tight spaces between rocks like little shelled puzzle pieces. After a day of sunbathing, they wriggle into a cozy crack and rest, looking like they're part of the landscape. Don't let their flat shape fool you. They're great at hide and seek. Next up, the Pygmy marmoset. Meet the smallest monkey in the world. This little fluff ball is no bigger than your hand and has an enormous curiosity. Pygmy marmosets love to leap from branch to branch, chattering away like tiny explorers. When bedtime comes, they snuggle into the crook of a tree branch, wrapping their tail around themselves like a fuzzy scarf. Oh, look, it's the Dumbo octopus. With big floppy fins that look like ears, the Dumbo octopus is as cute as it sounds. These deep-sea critters glide gracefully through the dark ocean depths, but when it's time for rest, they find a quiet spot on the ocean floor, tucking their tentacles in for a peaceful underwater snooze. They might even dream of swimming among coral castles. Next, we stumble upon the curious eye-eye. The eye-eye might look a bit spooky with its wide eyes and long bony finger, but don't be afraid, this creature is just a master bug hunter. After a night of tapping on tree trunks and finding tasty treats, the eye-eye curls up in its tree hollow, its big eyes finally closing as it drifts off to Dreamland. Now, let's meet the Binturong, also known as the bear cat. No one really knows if this unusual animal is more like a bear or a cat, but one thing's for sure, it smells like popcorn. After a busy day climbing through the trees, the Binturong curls up in the branches with its long, prehensile tail, which it uses like a fuzzy blanket. It probably dreams of snack time with buttery popcorn, too. Over there, we see the Echidna. Echidnas are spiky little creatures, but they're also very shy. They love to dig and snuffle around with their long snouts, looking for ants. When they're ready for bed, they burrow into a little underground den, curling up into a spiky ball. Don't worry, their spikes won't hurt them. They're built for snuggly slumber. Now look closely. It's the Leafy sea dragon. This mesmerizing creature looks just like a piece of floating seaweed. Leafy sea dragons drift gently in the ocean, their leafy appendages swaying in the current. When night falls, they settle into a slow, peaceful dance with the waves, resting while they blend perfectly into their surroundings. Next, we spot the slow lories. The slow loris might be the world's sleepiest pet. With their big round eyes and tiny, deliberate movements, they seem like they're always in slow motion. After a day of leisurely tree climbing, they cling to a branch and fall asleep, looking like they've found the comfiest spot in the whole forest. And now, we find the blue-tongued skink. This little lizard has a surprising secret, a bright blue tongue. Blue-tongued skinks spend their day lazily basking in the sun and sticking their tongues out at anything that gets too close. But when the sun goes down, they tuck themselves into a warm burrow, their blue tongues safely hidden away for the night. Finally, we meet the alpaca. Alpacas are fluffy, gentle creatures with long necks and soft, woolly coats. During the day, they trot around grassy fields, nibbling on plants. But when it's time for bed, they gather with their friends in a cozy herd, lying down in the soft grass. Their heads gently rest on their fluffy bodies, and they drift into dreams of tomorrow's adventures. Each of these wonderful pets may be unusual, but they all have their own way of finding peace and comfort as they drift off to sleep, just like you. Now, little adventurer, it's your turn to close your eyes and snuggle into your bed. Dream of all the strange and magical creatures you've met tonight, and who knows, maybe you'll have your own unusual pet in your dreams. Good night, sleep tight, and dream of tomorrow's wild and wonderful possibilities.